But for now, I think we're just going to start and get right into it. What do you think, Jake?
Let's jump into it.
Okay, perfect. I want to welcome you guys, first off, back
Yeah.
to the Standing on Business podcast, where we're recording our personal growth as regular individuals. Not too much different from the community we hope to build along our journey here. And we do also help, to bring you guys tips for professional growth.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what we're all after. We definitely want to develop ourselves as personal individuals towards our financial, our physical, our emotional, and mental well-being, even romantic well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So we stand on business on those things, and that's why we really like to use that phrase, just standing on business on these different types of things.
Yeah, so don't think we're only talking about business things when we talk about standing on business. Standing on business can apply to eating healthier,
Right,
taking care of yourself.
taking your crafting business to the next level, or even just being a high level lender, real estate agent, and things like that. We plan to implement all these kinds of things of business. So bear with us a bit. We are just getting started. So we do provide tips for your professional growth, like I said a second ago.
Yeah.
On today's episode, we are going to be talking about accountability. We're going to be talking about our 120-day check-in. We are on day 62. We did initially set goals for ourselves back in December 1st. Set goals to achieve within this 120 days. I'm really excited about that because I have kind of gone through with some of these goals, tracking to close my first deal. And I assume that should be done by tomorrow. So 1 month into the new year.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm liking that. 1 month into the new year, I'm already 1 out of 3 down for my goal of closing 3 deals before the end of March.
Everybody drop some emojis. Drop some fire emojis for that. Drop a house emoji or some fire emojis for Big Mike getting that close. I know that one's been a tough one, huh? Do you want to touch on any of that at all? Like, you got a second to dude, was that a nightmare or what?
This deal has been
pulling his hair out.
has caused me gray hairs that I haven't even grown yet. But no, it's been a stressful one. Definitely, if you guys know anything about wholesale real estate, it was a tough deal. Coordinating with the seller and the buyer and making sure every party was happy with the outcome. It turned out that the seller wasn't fully aware of me assigning the contract. So I had to take him out to breakfast and explain to him, like, listen, I don't know where we kind of dropped off on that, or miscommunication got involved on that. But we are going to be assigning this over to one of our associates or third parties.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that works. But, I'm really excited about that. I did actually went live on YouTube as well for my DJ live stream. So very excited about that.
Nice.
And I did drop a good number of mixes, a good number of what, I've got to offer as far as DJ mixing goes. So shout out Zerup Michaels on YouTube. If you guys aren't already subscribed, please subscribe. Sure. Definitely subscribe. Get these Sorry. But anyways, there's tons of mixes on there, so I did have a goal of uploading at least 3 mixes to the internet for viewing at any time. Mm-hmm. So if you do follow me or subscribe to my YouTube, you'll be first access to checking out the streams that I have uploaded there.
Let's go.
I think I've kind of deviated from a weight goal that I had set for myself, physical goal that I had set for myself, and I think that's going to be going more towards maybe gaining weight or staying in the weight that I'm at. I initially wanted to drop down to 160 pounds, but I think I need to stay at where I'm at now and just bulk on the mass that I have, I guess, and just work out my muscle.
So that's a big thing, right? That, like, as we're improving, as we're growing, we're day 62 on our 120-day challenge. This is the check-in.
I'm going to check something really quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's another thing that we kind of are starting to realize, at least for myself, that our goals are kind of changing. My goals are changing, at least. For me, there's been a couple things that I was trying to implement this last week that Michael actually challenged me. He challenged me to start tracking my fitness, not necessarily my goals, but just my progress a little bit more. He basically challenged me to calculate my reps and how much weight I'm lifting, and keep track of it, right? So and that's something that it's like, it sounds super easy, but it's like when I'm already going to the gym before work, and then I'm thinking about, okay, when I get off the gym, I gotta shower, make breakfast, do this, do that. It's a lot that goes into it that, like, most days I actually forget my headphones, things like that. And so it's something I'm trying to get better at, is self-awareness in the morning time during my morning routine, because that is the actual thing that's been helping me the most, is my morning routine. Implementing a strong morning routine has been setting my days up for success. It's like it's like a fool's proof plan to having a successful day, for sure. And yeah, definitely just dialing in my systems and routines.
I think that's going to be a
so
big
far.
part of where we're going to touch on as far as accountability.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why we really wanted to talk about accountability today, because we did set out these goals for ourselves. We did set out these challenges. We called them challenges in the last episode about, you challenged me to do not so much drinking, zero drinking actually for a full week. And I think I actually had some drinks on the hike we took earlier today. So, right? So it's a little tough, and I understand. I get where you're coming from when it comes about, staying accountable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of want to go into that a little bit.
Yeah.
What is accountability?
Yeah. What does that mean, though? Like, accountability. Like, it sounds like a word that we all know, but, like, what does it actually mean?
What's the definition of accountability?
What does accountability mean to you, at least?
Well, I mean, just the sheer definition is taking ownership and responsibility for your actions, and for the outcome of your actions as well, right? You want your outcome to define your results, and when you're not accountable, you're really just letting things maybe happen haphazardly or incorrect. Or just in a direction opposite of where you're trying to.
Right, kind of just maybe floating through life, not being accountable for anything, or.
And it can be, it can impact you negative or positive. You can take ownership in a positive way, or you can take ownership in a negative way.
Right.
But it's just about how you set your accountability aligned with your goals. It's about aligning your actions with your self-improvement. So, I mean, when you decide that you want to start working out, I mean, it's you can show up to the gym, but I mean, when you just show up to the gym with no actual structure, no actual plan, where are you actually going with that?
Yeah.
But I want to shout out the chat really quick. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all the love, and appreciate you guys for hitting us with the the salutes. Yeah. But like I was saying, it's really just a part of becoming structured on your accountability, and deciding why you do what you do, and creating a plan. When you go to the gym, like, are you going to go at 6 in the morning, and then the next day at 5 in the afternoon, and then the next day midday? Because you're just gonna be like, I don't even have a schedule.
Yeah, you're just telling yourself, I'm gonna go to the gym, and whenever I find time, I'll find time. That's not
zero accountability to that.
There's no accountability.
There's zero accountability to that.
So that was a good example. Absolutely.
Right. When you set a schedule, like, I need to be at the gym at 5 in the morning.
Or if you think before ahead, like, I have to be.
5 in the morning is crazy.
Right. But even thinking more ahead of, like, I have work at 8. What would be better, to go to the gym before work or after work? I'm not, I'm usually tired after work, so maybe going before work would be a better thing. So how would I do that? Implementing a morning routine, maybe waking up an hour and a half earlier, going to the gym, and doing that kind of thing.
Planning ahead is a big part of accountability, for sure.
For sure.
When you plan ahead, you just put yourself aligned with your actions. You put yourself from, I'm going to go to the gym, from I'm going to the gym at this many times. I'm going to be at the gym this many days at this time consistently. Yeah. Then you're able to hold yourself accountable to be consistent to that goal that you set yourself for. Your actions align with your priorities. They align with, the person that you plan to be and the person you plan to set out for yourself.
Yeah.
But again, I want to shout out the chat. Much love to you guys. I'm going to be doing this kind of pretty often, because I can't thank you guys enough for this evening. We were trying to get to YouTube. It didn't work out in our favor like how we thought it.
It worked. You guys actually made it happen for us.
Definitely.
But it's just the man is trying to keep us down, man.
Definitely.
You
No,
know?
you guys are great. You guys killed it on helping us out, getting to our goal of 50 followers. We're actually smashing, I think, 64.
We were at what, 9 or 10 followers this morning?
This morning we were at 9 or 10 followers, and then we decided,
We gotta double down a little bit. We gotta outdo a little bit of outreach, huh?
Right, just a little bit of outreach, let people know what we're doing, we're staying consistent with, and we hope that you guys appreciate that and and appreciate that, and I hope you guys are actually receptive to us showing off, a little bit of self-improvement. Yeah. And we really love, we love that for us.
We love the feedback too. We want to hear all the feedback. If we even if we sound stupid, if we look stupid, tell us. Mike looks like a big, dumb, strong idiot because he's been in the gym or whatever, Tell
Every
us all
day,
the criticism.
he just comes in, gets bigger, dumber, and stronger.
I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but he's looking dumber and he's looking bigger and he's looking stronger.
No, but again, my point to that was YouTube actually did not let us get live stream. Getting to live streaming tonight, they actually
24-hour hold basically. They want to do a
24.
verification, make sure everybody's actual real people who are following us, that kind of yada yada.
Right. So we just want to let you guys know again. Thank you so much for tuning in on Instagram. Mm-hmm. We are also streaming from Twitch. We're grabbing the footage and we will be posting it really soon here. But we do want to get back to some of the questions I have for Jake here.
Absolutely.
What actions play a crucial role in achieving the goals that you're lacking the most on? I know because we talked about the accountability towards your goals and
I guess so we'll start there. What are my goals that I'm lacking on? And I would say it's probably my financial my account where I want to start investing, right? Like I'm dialed in with my other things like paying bills and stuff like that, but like maybe creating an account to start investing. That's something that I really want to do. It's something I really look forward to doing in the future. But I'm not 100% dialed in. Like, my mindset's not 100% there. Which is fair to say because, like, dude, we've been busy the last 60 days, like, really learning a lot, putting myself to the test, keeping myself both mentally and physically drained. But I know that I haven't even hit 10% of what I'm capable of. Like, I'm really, there's so much room. There's so much room for growth still that I'm not satisfied. And I know that is one of my lacking goals, and that's part of being accountable. Yeah. So that's one of my lacking goals is saving or creating an account for investing. Yeah. And the actions that are going to help me get there, I feel like they will be consistency and self-discipline. Doing the same thing every single day and doing it even when I don't want to. Doing like the self-discipline. Discipline is huge. Yeah, the self-discipline and the self-talk is what's really going to get me there, Telling myself, reminding myself why, reflecting. Why am I doing this? This is why I'm doing this. Why do I even want to, invest? Or why do I have this goal? And reflect.
I want to put it to you this way. Yeah. The days that you feel like you need to have that extra soda or that extra cheeseburger that, it might actually, it doesn't cost much. It's maybe $5 at most. Yeah.
Oh, but it adds up, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't, it adds up and it costs you more in the long run. And you just, you definitely could have spent a little bit more effectively, and you definitely wasted on that time. Yeah. You wasted the opportunity to stay disciplined, and you told yourself you're going to hold yourself accountable to not spending money on extra, like that day you had a certain budget. Yeah, right. Yeah. You had a certain budget for the day, and
which I do. Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
That cheeseburger or that extra soda costed you more than your initial budget that you were going to hold yourself accountable to.
Absolutely.
So I guess it's just one of those things you kind of cheat yourself on when you go outside of your accountability.
When you
budget.
Derail from your total goal, when you derail from the total life plan that you have for yourself, you start swerving off and temptation over here, that whatever,
It's important to set the priorities and the plans, and staying consistent with those plans is really important too. Yeah. And I know that accountability means consistent effort and commitment to making positive changes. That's what it really is about. When you hold yourself accountable to every day I have a certain budget and I can't spend a certain dollar outside of that budget, you have to hold yourself accountable to that. Right. Or when you say every day I have to get to the gym at a certain amount of time, or I have to be there at a certain period of time, you have to hold yourself accountable to that, and then I guess I wanted to ask you, because we've actually been going to the gym together, and I kind of hold you really accountable
Yep.
to going to the gym. So I definitely, and I hold you accountable to, obviously the podcast and a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to ask you, how does having an accountability partner, partner like myself,
Mm-hmm.
affect you, and maybe how would it maybe affect
How does it
your
help me stay
ability
accountable?
to stay consistent? To stay consistent.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that was a good way to put it. So actually, yeah, I would suggest that to stay accountable, creating a support system of like-minded people, having that person to really help motivate you and help push you when you aren't feeling like going, or when your brain is playing tricks on you, that telling you, oh, you don't want to go today. You always feel better going. I always feel better after the workout. I hate going to the workout. I hate dragging myself there, but I the reason why I do it is for the feeling afterwards of like, damn, I just killed that.
Yeah.
I feel 10 times better that I did that. Like, I'm so happy it's over. Everything about it I love. So having an accountability partner, I would say, speaks volumes. You definitely need that, and I feel like a lot of the propaganda push nowadays is that everyone needs to be a lone wolf. Everybody needs to be by themselves. Don't talk about your things, your feelings, whatever. Nah, you need to be honed in with like-minded people. Everyone needs to be pushing each other to be a better person.
We all have slip-ups.
We all have slip-ups.
In reality, we all want to be a little bit better, but some days we don't want to go and get up and go to the gym. Some days when we're trying to break an addiction and we're actually doing a pretty good job at it, we want to break and drink when we're trying. So
absolutely,
it's good to have someone kind of slap you around and be like, or give you that wake up call, like, hey, look, let's go to the gym. Like, what are we doing? Or hey, man, like, why are you even thinking about buying alcohol right now when you had been going for a month and a half without drinking at all?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden today,
that little bit of harsh love, that little slap in the face, huh? That little bit of like, dude, what? Like, what do you mean? Like,
it's accountability, but sometimes accountability can sound like real stern, tough, and like
tough, a father's love almost. Like
tough love,
man.
Tough. Nobody wants to hear tough.
Nobody wants to hear it, but that's what really. But I will say, your vibe does attract your tribe. If you are a person who is trying to do it alone and you maybe keep falling off the bandwagon, you aren't able to hold yourself accountable, try it out. Like, you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with. If you're if you're struggling holding yourself accountable, find new friends. Find people who are going to actually want to hold you accountable, not people who are going to look at it as a detrimental to their own time, or what I mean?
That's good. Sure. And it's kind of crazy. I keep saying this. I think I've repeated this a couple times on the last couple episodes, that the more we move forward towards our goals, and in this, our 120-day challenge, the more we've kind of moved forward in the podcast and everything we've learned at the gym. I feel like we've surrounded ourselves naturally with individuals that are self-improving.
Isn't that funny how
they're
that happens?
Talking about self-improvement. They call in the conversations that we have are about self-improvement.
Yeah, we won't even be bringing things up, and people will be like, "Oh, like, I'm ready to be on the pod. Like, I've been improving.
Everybody's
I
love on like that. The certain level of just self-improvement, as if it's like the season for self-improvement.
It's the season right now.
It's badass. I really enjoy that. I'm super stoked on that. I hope that we shed as much light and energy that we can, through this outlet here. And
just glad to be here and be a part of it. And, definitely, for sure.
We're only trying to grow as much as the next person. Like we mentioned, we still deal with things like alcohol addiction. Maybe smoking too much weed more often than we probably should. Yep. Things like that. And we know that there's a self-improvement level to this. That we know that there's a cheat code if you just kind of hone in and tap into this reality a little more. Like, if you just tap into reality,
there's an equation, right? Like there's you can plug in everything you need and
in and succeed in whatever it is you want to succeed in. If you want to be the best tamale maker, and if you if you put in the work and if you tapped into whatever reality that exists, then you're able to just destroy any opportunity that comes your way. But if you don't hone in and take that accountability to move forward in whatever aspect, it's kind of just trivial. It's never gonna work for you.
Yeah, you will be a force to be reckoned with if you do it.
But
It
yeah,
will
it's
be,
definitely
yeah.
important to just hone in, break bad cycles, and learn new cycles that are gonna help improve you. And it's not as easy. It's not that easy. I know
That's
it's not.
absolutely not easy at all. Even with an accountability partner, even having a team of people that are standing behind you, wanting you to do good, it's not easy all the time. It's hard. That's why we have to continuously. That's where the self discipline and the consistency comes in. It's like we have to figure out what works and do it every single day. Figure out the best day. What do we got? We got people in
I
the
want to
chat or
shout out the
what?
chat really quick. I'm really stoked on this because they're actually talking about how Kai and Ivana actually want to do the 128-day challenge. So they're gonna be doing a
Oh,
little 8 days more than us
oh
because
man, they're big dogs,
I
man.
like that.
That's what's up.
But no, it's 120 days that we're doing, and yeah, it's great. I mean, it really is just again, it's 120 days of us recording our progress
Hmm.
and maximizing on the results and the numbers and the key performance indicators through those results and how we're gonna get
Hmm.
this amount of numbers like within 120 days from the first day to the last day we're gonna get a certain amount of results.
Yeah, we're gonna have a graph basically, or what have you.
Right, and we want to know what those results are and how we can capitalize on those results and what we can do more to get more of those results. So that's
Hmm.
basically the idea behind behind the 120-day
It's
challenge.
the 120-day challenge to the rest of our lives. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
it's
It's
the
not gonna
next.
stop at 100. After 120 days, we're not going back to being degenerate, gambling addictions, all that.
Right.
Whatever. I'm just joking, but whatever you struggle with,
Yeah.
you're not just gonna stop.
Like, oh, I did 120
Yeah, yeah.
days
Now
of
I can go
just.
back to whatever.
Right. We're doing 120 days to the next, the beginning, the first 120 days to the rest of our better lives, the lives that we hope to lead and
Yes.
influence from. And that's kind of why we also started the podcast to record it all and kind of get our
Hmm.
own measurements through
Yeah.
that, but also to share that progress and share that environment and community with other people that want to do the same thing. And we love your guys' feedback. We would hope to hear more from you guys, and want to see some of you guys even join in with us and say,
Yeah.
hey, I joined the 128-day challenge.
That's what I
Just
want.
kidding. I know but 120 days or 128 days. It's just whatever it is for you,
Yeah.
for you,
Whatever it is for you, whatever
and what that
your
means to
heart
you.
desires.
I suggest just start. We actually talked about a smart goal setting method,
Yeah.
something we implemented in the beginning.
That was one of the first things we implemented. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of deviate from what we're talking about as far as accountability to kind of touch on that.
Hmm.
But the smart goal setting method, if you do want to implement that within your own organization, it's actually an acronym. So SMART being a specific goal, you want to identify your specific goal,
Hmm.
and M in SMART being a measurable goal,
Hmm.
and then A in SMART being an attainable goal, something that's not like I want to. You can't even lift 20 pounds, but you want to lift 500 pounds by the end of
Right.
the end of the month.
Realistic, attainable.
Realistic
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
attainable. Yeah, and that's
That's
actually
what R stands for.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually the R stands for realistic, and then time within a certain amount of time within
Hmm.
120 days.
Yeah.
So
Which is it's a good acronym and it's a good word for the acronym SMART, like smart goal setting.
Smart goal
Like
setting.
it makes sense.
smart goal setting
Yeah.
method. I actually talked to a therapist about that, and she
Yeah.
had mentioned that that's actually what like a lot of therapists use, and like
Yeah.
we set our goals like that, and actually a lot of
She's like,
professionals.
whoa, this dude's like, this dude's on
This guy-
another level.
this guy's standing on business. Absolutely.
That kid that I talked to trying to get some perk 30s or whatever.
Anyways, back to I guess time management. Like we're talking about time management with your goal setting method. How would setting deadlines crucially affect your success? You think?
Deadlines are essential, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's almost going back to that whole
Mhm.
thing of like, I'm gonna be in the gym. All right, I'm gonna start going to the gym, but like, where's the accountability of that? So I feel like deadlines are absolutely crucial. And also they're effective in the way of getting things done in a timely manner. You don't want to be on a fitness. You don't want to be on a diet forever. You don't want to like if you start a diet, you don't want to think there's no end goal to the diet. You want
Yeah.
to know like okay, the finish line is over there. Like That's
it's the
that's the
final
end
stretch.
goal.
Let's keep going.
That's the final stretch. This
Yeah.
is the last week of this diet. Let's just hone
Deadlines.
in. Let's do it. I feel like deadlines are essential.
No, definitely. I think deadlines really set that measurement for you, like you said, and,
Yeah.
and where you want to see yourself at the end of. It kind of really just gives you that vision, that light at the end of the tunnel, like you said.
Yeah.
And it also gives you accountability.
Accountability, yes,
It
it
really
does.
just, if you have a deadline to meet by 9 p.m. tomorrow, like, don't you think you're going to work a little bit harder to meet that deadline within a certain amount of,
Yeah.
period of time that you have? I mean, let's say it's 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow and it's 9 a.m. over here. You have maybe 12 hours or
Mhm.
24 hours or whatever that is. Having those deadlines just really holds you accountable and really pushes you forward towards that success. Obviously accountability behind that and becoming the person that's going to say I'm willing to handle that and I'm willing to move forward,
Right.
stand on business and make that happen.
Yeah, in other words, huh?
And so I guess that kind of goes. I guess that kind of goes into my next question.
Mm-hmm.
How can being consistently accountable create motivation? This is a good one. I like this one.
How can being consistent create
Consistently,
motivation?
Yeah.
Right.
Accountable.
So for me, I feel like the momentum compounds. You start doing something, you realize you're able to see progress in the gym. You start to see progress in the gym. You start to think of things a little bit differently, and you start to look at ways that you can apply that same dedication or discipline into other factors of your life, right? You start thinking, man, maybe I can work a better job. Maybe I can get that position at work, that manager position. Maybe I do have it in me. And I think that it's very important, actually. What about you? What do you think? What do you have to say
No,
about
definitely. I mean, when you're consistently staying accountable, you have that sense of. It gives you a small sense of gratification, not that blast of gratification that we're used to getting from all the different things that we obviously see every day, like social media and pizza and all these different things that provide us instant rushes of gratification. But when you're consistently staying accountable, consistently going to the gym day by day, you feel a little pump. You feel like every day you feel 1% of a pump.
Yeah.
Which in 5 to 7 days, I mean, let's say a normal average 3 to 5 days, you're feeling a 3 to 5 times more pump than you would have if you would have
Sat on the couch all day or whatever.
or
yeah.
just worked out one day a week and you go extra hard. I know we were talking about that earlier today. You were saying that you feel super sore because you haven't worked out in 3 days, and you just decided to just really go in on at the gym.
Yeah.
But when I told you I was actually going to the gym the last couple days, I don't feel extremely sore, but I feel that pump, that soreness, that 1% soreness.
Yeah.
That it adds up.
It's accumulating. Yeah.
It adds up to the little wins create that motivation for me now. And the thing is, I don't want to go to the gym this morning. I really didn't, and
We're about to go tonight too, mother suckers. After this,
I still went. We still went, and being there gave me that motivation. Actually, showing up, I was still feeling sick when I showed up. I walked in and I came to the row machine.
I almost threw up today. Yeah.
like that. And then I when I finally got on that row machine, I was like, wait, this is where I belong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this is where. Why was I thinking about not coming to the gym?
I would have felt disgusted with myself if I wouldn't have been here feeling
Even
this
worse.
right now.
Even
You would have
worse.
felt disgusted with yourself.
Even worse. And I still got that pump in. I still went and did my thing.
Feeling sick and all. I was feeling like I was gonna pass out. I was kept telling myself too. I was like, God, there's that cutie here today. Don't pass
throw
out,
up
Jake.
on
Yeah,
her.
don't pass
Bro,
out
I
and
think
have
I
the
looked
ambulance
over at one
called.
point, and you actually were
Looking like taking a breather.
You were just like laying down on the bench, like you were like,
yeah, I was
arms down and shit. No, that was good. That was good.
Man.
It definitely creates momentum. Accountability definitely creates momentum when you tell yourself, I have no other choice but to chunk my debts down by a minimal amount, a couple dollars every couple weeks or something like that. But when you start staying consistent and accountable about taking down that small chunk of your debt, you start doing it consistently, and the next thing you know, you had just paid down all your debt little by little. So just staying consistent and staying accountable with yourself, and not saying, "Oh, I could skip the gym today."
Right.
You can, sure, but I mean, there's no consistency in that. There's no accountability in that.
Yeah.
Stay accountable, stay consistent. I've been really just living by that, and there's that small, like you mentioned before, a small voice in your head that kind of just really tells you, hey, you can just take today off.
Yeah.
But let's work on taking today on.
That was a good one.
Taking today on every day,
Yeah.
because when you choose to defeat that voice in your head, that's the automatic first win of the day.
Absolutely.
When you won over that tempting voice in your head, when you decide, okay, I'm just gonna give in and not get up and
not do what you're supposed to.
Not do what I'm supposed to. I'm gonna sleep in, even if you're sleeping in only 5 minutes. Like when you don't get up right away, you're kind of just defeating yourself, and you're letting that inner voice win the warrior that you're supposed to be.
Right. We're at a constant battle. We're at a constant war with ourselves.
Yeah.
That voice telling us not to do something when we know we should be doing something that's going to directly benefit us.
Yeah.
Man.
When we talked about this at one point, we were saying that it's very important to stay resilient, even though there's times of leisure.
Uh-huh.
Even though we're here receiving the most luxury we possibly can, it's important for us to stay resilient as far as strength and mental capacity. We want to be strong in case anything was to ever pop off.
Yeah.
You don't
be ready for war.
You always have to be ready for whatever may come your way.
Yeah.
Any danger is constantly coming toward. I mean, not constantly, but inevitably coming towards you.
There's evil in this world, and you never know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for you to just say that you're okay with being the lower level of yourself, or okay with not being the best level of yourself, then you're basically saying that you're allowing somebody else to be stronger or better, or
to take anything you have. Imagine
from you.
Yeah, imagine
take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So, and I think we were talking about that being a warrior in a garden.
It's a lot better than being a gardener in the war, huh?
Right. Yeah. We have to, again, as these times are easy for us, as these moments seem like we can just go down the street and enjoy ourselves at the local.
Well, and if you think about it, that's what they want. They make it so easy for us.
Gratification is right around the corner for everything.
There's
anything.
McDonald's on every corner. There's a liquor store on every corner with cigarettes and alcohol and vapes and sex shops and
it's all vices that they're trying to sell you, so that when you stay distracted and you say weak,
they want you to be just fine with how you are. They don't want you to be ready for war. They don't want you to be ready to they don't want you to be able to protect your entire family. They want you to not even be able to protect yourself. So imagine, let that sink in. We used to go from being able to protect an entire household to now we can't even barely protect ourselves.
It's so the long and short of what we're basically, the point that I like to make is that it's important to stay vigilant even in the times of ease, even the time of leisure and comfortability. We must stay vigilant and strong-willed and high capacity individuals, high efficiency. I agree. Yeah, I think other than that, I do want to ask you another question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Do you think being accountable in all ways and forms and facets affects, or better yet, how do you think being accountable affects your relationships with other people and your relationships with business partners?
Yeah, well, definitely it directly translates to me being a better man, so I feel like that directly translates to me making more money, being a better father, being a better husband, being a better friend. I feel like it directly translates to every part of my life simply by becoming a better man for everyone else around me, And that's the thing, is I want to be the best asset that I can to everyone in my life. So, yeah, to me, it's very important. It's very important.
When you hold yourself accountable, you're actually becoming more of a high-value individual to the people around you.
Yeah.
When you're able to hold yourself accountable, you're able to say that I'm going to do something and stand on that. Stand on the fact that you're going to show up on time. You're going to perform the duties that are requested of you. And when you hold yourself accountable to those standards, then you're able to be of value to individuals that actually mean something to someone. You're actually able
and
to
lead by example as well.
Yeah, and people actually look towards you to say this person's actually I can take instructions from this person because this person's actually doing what they need
when
to do.
When this person talks, I would tell my kid to listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about.
Because there's standards.
There's his standards.
You have standards.
And compared to
that guy didn't even show up on time.
Compared to the opposite.
The guy decided to show up on time, not on time.
Yeah.
He hid in the back and didn't even make eye contact with the person that's running the project. And there's senses of accountability that builds your value in the society and the people around you. So I definitely think that it's very important to hold your standards and to hold yourself accountable to those standards.
Very important.
I'm really excited about the outcome of everything here. We've been, like Jake said earlier, we've been really working hard on obviously the production. Thanks again for joining us on YouTube and subscribing. It's been amazing of you guys to do so. And I do want to shout out the chat. We got actually Gabe tapped in and said 1% every day. That was kind of going off on what we were talking about. It's pretty awesome that we got people understanding that it's not an instant growth, instant gratification type of deal. Self-improvement isn't going to happen overnight. It's a 1% thing. The more you work at it, the more you stay consistent.
It's like a stock graph. It goes up, it goes down, it fluctuates. But as long as you got that constant over time, gradual incline, that's all that really matters.
As long as you stay consistent, you're gonna find
get better and
growth, and you're gonna find inevitably, right, through time,
it's a law of the universe. There hasn't been a man in history that does what he's supposed to, shows up on time every day, does exactly what he's supposed to the exact, with every ounce of energy that he has, that doesn't succeed. There isn't a man in history that hasn't done that, Yeah. You will not fail. We cheat ourselves. That's where we fail, is we end up cheating ourselves.
The person that says, "Oh, I've been working so hard, but I just can't seem to get it. I can't seem to figure." It's almost like the bullshit.
I stay away from those people. Those people, their energy is sticky. I don't like it.
It's a big finesse. It's a big lie. Like, I worked so hard, and I don't know how you succeeded in what you're doing, and you didn't work hard enough, or you didn't work hard enough for long enough. And it's really the inevitable truth.
And they know it deep down in their heart, but what their main emotion is they want sympathy from other people. They want somebody to feel like, he worked so hard and he didn't. He needs a break. That's the worst type. Yeah. If you're a man, you should not be seeking sympathy ever from anybody.
No, definitely. It's time to stand on business. I just kind of want to reflect a little bit on the topic we had talked about today. We did talk about our 120-day check-in. We are going to be working a little bit harder to improve on these things. I think it's fairly easy for me to take on the challenge of not drinking for a week, which is why I didn't take it too seriously. But let me go ahead and take that seriously. Let me write that down right now. No drinking. And I think it's very important for us to stay accountable and hold each other accountable to these things.
Yeah.
And you hold me accountable and tell me, hey man, like we talked about not drinking. I think it might be a little bit easier because you already said that you weren't going to be drinking for the next
starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow. Jake's not going to drink
for 2 months. Solid.
Yeah, and he's challenging me not to drink for a week. Again, I think that's going to be fairly easy for me, and especially if he, he says his plan.
That's a direct example of why having an accountability partner is also, it helps, Like,
you're not going to drink around me, and I'm also in this challenge from you to not drink for the next week, so I won't be drinking around you.
And then once after that week, if you do decide to have a beer, try to do it out of my, have consideration that, hey, Jake's trying not to drink for.
Perfect. I like that idea. But no, it's definitely gonna be something that we have to re-implement. I know we kind of failed in this last week. Shout out to the chat.
Yep.
We're never gonna
Standing on.
we're never gonna give up. We're definitely gonna stay consistent, and we're definitely gonna trial and error. I mean, that's what a lot of this podcast has been with the whole production stuff. I feel like a lot of it has come out a little bit.
1% every week.
Yeah, 1% every week. Yeah, no kidding. No, we're definitely trying our best to get it all together. And again, we appreciate you guys for bearing with us, at the least. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. It's SOB Podcast 24 on YouTube. We did just get to 64 subscribers, or over 50 subscribers, I should say. So we will be streaming on there tomorrow. Or actually, Friday. Come Friday.
And why are we streaming on Friday? Like, is that we got a
little surprise in that. I don't want to touch on that too much. Yeah. I don't want to touch on that too much, but let's get back to.
We're really out here giving y'all surprises and shit already. Like,
yeah. It's definitely no, and it's getting to that point where we're trying a little more and more to do more for you guys. And
everyone we've run it across, like run the idea by it, they're like, dude.
It's going to be a good idea. It's going to be a good idea. It's going to be fun for everybody to join in.
It's going to be fun. We're having fun. We're having a good time.
And so we have, for me, no drinks. It's going to be easy. For you, I need you to stand on business with this.
Yeah.
And
so what do you want to see? What do you like? I know it's necessarily for me mainly, but what should I track? What should I? And maybe somebody is able to gain this. Like what should I be tracking? Should I be tracking my reps? How much weight I'm lifting, how much weight I want to lift, how much like progressive overload I might be able to lift by the end of the week. Like what's a good give me an example.
Like an attainable goal. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Or should I just document like what
I'm was thinking like it'd be a good start for you to document, document it today.
Where I'm at,
where you're at, this week it's gonna be a start. It's gonna be a start to again. The rest of our lives. So start documenting it.
So maybe this is what I'll do.
We'll take that data.
This is what I'll do. We'll talk about it. I'll document it tomorrow. We'll wake up, go to the gym tomorrow. I'll document what I'm doing, my workouts that I'm doing for each body part. You know, back, chest, shoulders, triceps, biceps. Mm-hmm. And then by the end of the week, I will see if I can add a little bit or if I'm consistent, or I'll see where I'm at by the end of the week, from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, to see if I can maybe do a few more reps here on this exercise, or maybe if by the end of the week I got weaker in this exercise.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that. And for anybody listening right now, we did actually implement a new type of workout, full body workout at the gym, where we're starting from shoulders to toes. You know, I think I actually flexed my toes a few times at the gym. That's lately. The ladies loved it, by the way. Just kidding.
Strong toes.
Just kidding. But I do want to touch briefly again on accountability and how accountability can really affect and effect your productivity and your ability to, I want to say, produce. Your productivity and your effectiveness to produce. Having accountability is crazy. Crazy life hack. It's a crazy hack on accountability.
It's a cheat code, huh?
It's a cheat code, definitely. And I didn't want to touch too much on this, but a little surprise, Jake and I actually live together, and having each other as accountability partners is like the biggest hack I've ever cheat code for sure that I've come across. Because we definitely, like, days that I don't want to go to the gym, it's like I hear him downstairs making his pre-workout, and I'm like, this motherfucker. Yeah. He's not gonna go to the gym more than me. And then the same thing.
It pisses you off. It pisses you off. It's like.
And so I get up and I go, and it definitely helps me be accountable to get to the gym. And I'm sure the same thing for him. I knock on his door and I let him know, hey man, it's time to get there. Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, and I really think accountability partners are great. And I think it's important to align your goals with your accountability, with your actions.
How could somebody who wants to find an accountability partner or group, what would you recommend they do? How it's pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably one of the biggest things that I'm thankful
with
for.
People that are
like-minded people, right? I would encourage everybody to look into it though, for sure. Accountability partners.
I mean, even an accountability partner could be someone that calls
your family member,
checks in on you.
Somebody to just share your.
You can have even a support group. You know, a group chat of 2 or 3 other individuals that are sitting there talking about how, hey, I just got done with the gym. What time do you guys plan on going? Just a little like banter back and forth in the group chat of who's doing what and
just to know you're staying relevant.
Right, and you're able to listen, to someone saying, oh, like on your days where because we all have days where we don't want to get up and we don't want to go and we end up staying in bed a little bit longer than we anticipate.
Yeah.
And we hear someone text us in a group chat like, hey, I just got out the gym, or I just got my, easy simple as I just got up and I'm going for a walk and I got my coffee. You guys should do the same thing. That gets you going too.
It helps.
It helps. It definitely helps. Accountability definitely helps, and making your actions align with your goals really helps with staying accountable too. And I guess just finding the crucial actions that play a role in your most detrimental goals, your most detrimental and lacking goals, the goals that you lack the most in, or you're not improving the most in.
The weakest ones, huh?
Yeah, it's important to kind of just set those actions to prioritize those weakest assets, or I guess aspects of your life. But I do want to touch on this Friday, like we talked about. We will be doing a after hours set, an after hours show. It won't necessarily be after hours, but it will be after hours for the podcast because we are going to be doing it. And we're calling it after hours, I guess.
There's no real thought behind it. We're just gonna call it after hours.
Well, I think the concept is going to be more or less not so much this organized aspect.
I think it'll be more fun, more of a fun
freestyle
where we get people on, because we have a lot of people, like, even though we're super small and whatever, like, we have a lot of people that reach out that want to come on, that want to share their message, share what it's like dating nowadays, share what their ideal man is, or what their ideal partner is, or
the dating scene is pretty weird out there.
Fun topics, fun topics. Maybe have some debates, maybe have some fist fights pop off.
A little bit of a freestyle, We'll definitely be getting things a little bit more dialed in with the Instagram. YouTube is definitely going to be live by then, so we will be streaming from YouTube.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are able to tap into this fun freestyle type.
Yeah, and if anybody is like, ooh, I would love to do that, let us know. Comment, be like, yo, sign me up, like, and we'll get you guys out here.
Both genders, we want to get, maybe even some.
We got to keep the ratio.
Sexes.
The ratio's got to be.
To kind of bring some insight or perspective on being in the dating scene as a single person that. There's a lot of questions we'd like to ask. So
how is it dating as a woman in her prime right now in 2024?
Right. What are your standards? I mean, do you see yourself looking for the next level of your life, or are you just dating just for fun?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then also like maybe some what do you think about the Ukraine? Or, what do you think about Syria and
Can you name 3 countries?
maybe just stuff that the chat. We really appreciate the chat and all you guys watching live. If you guys can contribute to some of the subjects that we do talk about, that'll be happening this Friday. We're gonna be dialing it in. Another shout out to the chat because I'm seeing this right now. Credit score is a huge factor. I don't date someone under a 680 score.
Let's go! Now that is standing on business.
That's Josue. He's actually a high efficiency individual.
Because you can... Bro, I love that. I might steal that one out of that.
I literally run credit checks. Like when we're talking and you want to be my girlfriend or whatever, and we go on a date, I'm gonna run a credit check. I'm gonna run a credit check. I'm gonna run an OFAC. I'm gonna make sure you're not a criminal.
That's giving them that's leeway.
Leeway, 680. Like if you're pushing like 679, like wow.
You already you fucked something up in your life, and you're giving that's a second chance.
But we're gonna be touching on subjects like this because. Truth of the matter is, there's a lot of nasty truths that are out there that we don't talk about, and not many people are hearing about. So please tap in this Friday.
That's gonna be fun, guys.
We're
It's gonna
gonna
be really fun.
kind of gauge based off of your guys' opinion and your guys' feedback what time we'll be throwing it on.
And we actually need people for Friday too, cause like we have some people coming Friday. One person, or
We might have some guests already lined up to come by and talk. We're not too sure exactly if
But
we're confirmed yet.
start flooding it. Like if you guys would want to come on and talk about it, we need that. We need the guest list. You know. Like,
Yeah, we
for
would
sure.
definitely like to get some more people talking. And then we'll also be talking as we go along with these episodes. We'll be doing more freestyles, and we'll maybe even implementing more businesses and business
Absolutely.
ideas.
Business owners.
And definitely talk about what business aspects you can shed on our viewers, what kind of investing advice you may be able to shed, or even just some other accountability or consistency or just self-improvement or relationship advice you'd be able to shed to the people on the podcast here and all the viewers. Again, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you all for tapping into the YouTube and subscribing. We will definitely be on YouTube come Friday when we stream again. For now, hope you guys enjoy. And if there's any other things you'd like to add into that, Jake,
That's it.
Stand
on business.
Stand on business and tap on in on Friday for the Stand on Business After Hours show. We'll see you guys there.
Peace.